And welcome back. That was about 10 minutes. We are coming at you from the future here. I am Donde. Again, if you did not join us for Heart Center, please go back and watch that VOD before we jump into the Legacy Files. I'm just kidding. Nah, just stick around and watch the matches. That's what you're really here for. Mako is joining me to cast these two matches we have tonight. Mako, are you excited?
Yes. Mako is joining you.
Mako, Moko. Opals and Bononos.
Yep, Donde.
Anyway, so the two matches tonight are RonMexico of 4th and Inches versus Mayanadon of Dad Legend, and then later we'll have Itachi of 4th Inches versus HonestZaib of Dad Legend, because that's how the finals work. It's the same two teams every time. So as you can see, we got a true mirror match in the first one here, which is Ron versus Mayanadon's Druid, Hunter, Mage, Rogue. Later on, we will see Druid, Hunter, Mage, and Priest versus Druid, Hunter, Rogue, and Warrior. So, you know, 3 popular classes in Druid, Hunter, and Mage in every line. Actually, Rogue as well in almost every lineup. And then Priest and Warrior, kind of the flex spots there. So first match, what do you think? You know, there's nothing to really glean here as far as classes are concerned. Do you give either player the edge?
I don't know. These finals are always tough to predict because the players in them, you know, they earned their way here. This isn't like some regular season matchup where you could have a team that's just obviously at a higher caliber. This is the finals. These are the last 2 out of 18 teams. So yeah, it's really tough. I don't feel confident enough to pick one over the other. I think it's just going to come down to draws and how these players are playing tonight.
Definitely, and I mean, we might get a little bit of indication here as we get the bans, which I have notified the players they can go ahead and tell us the bans once they have them. So I would expect, as we've seen most of the season, either like a Hunter ban is pretty popular. Rogue sometimes eats a ban. I would expect the Mages to probably stay up. That tends to not be, at least not in the current meta.
Speak for yourself, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. You like to play against Highlander Mage?
I don't. I think I would ban
or you
that.
Don't like, I should say, yeah. I mean,
well,
I think it's a beatable deck. I mean, certainly you can make all the noises you want, but it's. I mean, the problem with Mage in Conquest closed list is that it's targetable because there really is no other deck right now. I mean, yes, you can change the cards themselves around within the deck, but it's still 30 different cards, and the concept of the deck is still the same, which means that you kind of know what your opponent's bringing there, and you can kind of target it a little bit if you really know what you're doing. And speaking of that, we just got the bans.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that up on the screen.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you the difference. The difference is that Highlander Mage is the best deck in the game right now.
That's high praise.
It is high praise.
We are going to see a double Hunter ban.
That's expected.
Yeah, not shocking in any way. That is represented on the screen now. So without further ado, since we got a full slate tonight, I'm going to let the players go.
Who's on the bottom?
It's going to be 4th and Inches on the bottom, so RonMexico and Mayanadon and Dad Legend will be on the top.
And the first match is Ron and Mayanadon.
Ron and Mayanadon. Ron and Don.
Right. Ron and Don. Some people go one and done. We go Ron and Don.
And they are hopefully on their way to starting. So we will get into the match here shortly. Legacy Finals. I'm hyped for this. I am excited.
This is my 3rd RonMexico casted match of the week.
Of the week?
Or within 7 days.
Oh, because of the Wild Tournament.
Yep. Twice in that one. Hopefully we don't have... Okay. We had issues spectating him during that.
Nope, it's loading up right now. Just takes a few seconds, as everyone knows.
Alright, so we have Druid.
2 different Druids, though.
Yep.
Here for a lesson?
So,
protect the wild.
Ron is... Are we... What do you mean 2 different druids?
I meant 2 different avatars.
Oh, I was like,
They're both quest druid. Yes.
you had me like convinced for a second, and then I was like, wait a minute.
I had
Both
yet
quests.
to see Mayanadon's cards at that point, so I was just you know, I was just looking at it from purely an avatar
Sure.
perspective. So it is quest. We're going to see a little bit of a slow start from both players here, though Mayanadon has the advantage of having Crystal Merchant in hand, and RonMexico has the advantage of having Coin in hand.
So I'm assuming both of these players are probably going to be bringing about the same list. I mean, we do know that Ron does have the Cenarius, and we do know that Mayanadon does have the Ysero. We don't know if the others have both of those cards, but we'll find out. I'm assuming they both do.
And a timely pickup for Mayanadon with the Innervate as he's able to play Crystal Merchant on 2 rather than having to wait to turn 3. It'll get him a little bit of extra draw going here, and Ron's just going to have to kind of sit tight and not do anything this turn, which does kind of work to Mayanadon's advantage in the early going, and another good pickup there with the Rising Winds. Mayanadon thinking through his options, but I mean, does he think that there's a reason for Power of the Wild here instead of playing Rising Winds?
I could see that argument if you're not looking for the draw, but I think if I'm buying on shoots, I might want to be looking for the draw.
Yeah, I mean, the advantage obviously being that you can wait for Rising Winds to get the value of playing it and getting both portions of the choose options once your quest is complete, but I think right now, in knowing that this game is probably going to go fairly deep with both of these being, you know, the same late game quest druid decks, you're probably looking to gain every advantage you can in the early going, and extra little damage here is probably not going to be too helpful for you. So, yep, just get the draw. And Ron,
I do like this play.
I like
knowing
that because of the Nourish.
Yeah, knowing you have the Nourish in hand and another copy of Rising Winds, I think going for the Eagle is definitely smart.
Yes, I would agree with that one. Another timely pickup here from Mayanadon as he gets Ferocious Howl, which fits perfectly into the curve. Lets him get another draw. See a second Crystal Merchant. There's a Hidden Oasis for RonMexico. It's so hard to kind of gauge these early games here for Druid because you're just kind of relying on what you get in these first few turns if you can fit it under your mana cap.
Yeah.
I would expect Ron probably opts to go ahead and kill the Crystal Merchant off, which it looks like he's going to do here. And that will complete his quest, 1 turn ahead of Mayanadon. And the fun's about to actually begin. Wrath pickup for Mayanadon. He doesn't have Nourish, but he doesn't really have the need for it in comparison with, you know, the 9 cards in hand right now.
Behold, jewels of the sun.
He'll play the second Crystal Merchant out just to get rid of this Eagle and still complete his own quest. Mayanadon enters what's effectively the second phase of this match, slightly ahead in terms of health. He's got, you know, 35 effective health to 28, but like I said, I don't think that's really going to matter too much as we reach the later portions of this game.
So I'm not against just dropping this Oasis Surger.
No, I think it's a perfectly reasonable play here. Starfall is not in any way a consideration. I guess double Rising Winds would be your next option, but yeah, with Nourish in hand, I think yeah, you just go ahead and plop down the Surger, put a little bit of a threat out there, and make Mayanadon have to either use some AoE to answer it, or maybe a Surger of his own. Wrath will come down, clear off 1 Surger. We'll see what the draw is here for Mayanadon. His hand will be full once more. And we do see Fioris in Mayanadon's hand as well. I don't think that's a very standard inclusion nowadays in Quest Hunter. It's had its day, or Quest Druid. It's had its day, but what do you think about a Fioris inclusion here?
I was thinking about that earlier when I was talking about the big cards that they both had. Because I like to run it just because I think it's a fun card.
Oh, it's certainly fun. It can be very frustrating as well.
Yeah. So I think it's definitely an interesting inclusion for a finals matchup, but we're gonna see.
One thing to me is it definitely incentivizes not using your bigger spells like Nourish, Starfall. And Nourish can get you to where you want to be, so it kind of it is fun, but it works kind of against what you want to do sometimes in terms of ramp. So to me, it seems like sometimes it's either a win more card or a trap card.
Yeah.
RonMexico thinking through his options here, goes with Rising Winds to draw another card and get an Eagle, and there's a good draw. The Anubisath Defender can come down for free.
Time waits for no one.
Trades the Oasis Surger in to clear a little bit of board. And this is a lot of hand management going on right now, trying to see how do we make it through these these middle turns here and not overdraw and still be able to effectively continue to play our cards.
Yeah, I feel like at the second, Mayanadon might be in a better position just looking at the cards in hand. Because Ron's definitely got more of a reactive hand right now without much threat to put on the board. But Mayanadon definitely has all the threats that he really wants.
I think Ron could opt to start with the Howl here, which he will. He gets maximum value there. Living Dragon Breath.
Ooh, what is this?
That is not a card I've A, seen in this deck, or B, seen in any constructed deck.
What is this?
I mean, your minions can't be frozen is anti-mage, right? It's anti-mage tech.
I guess? It's also not very beefy?
Certainly not. And there's a Feoris.
Alright.
Are we going to see Nomi in these decks?
I was thinking about, actually, when I was watching that reveal stream earlier, they were playing, where did you watch it?
Oh, I did.
Okay, so you know that Warlock deck? That new Warlock card, the Draw 3 card?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so how quickly do you think you can fly through your deck with that thing? That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, I feel like you can get through your deck pretty quickly and get yourself to a Nomi pretty fast.
My hand is too full.
Interesting.
So there's the overdraw. That's what we were worried about. And he's just going to toss out Innervate there, and there's the Living Dragon Breath. Yeah, just clear up the hand. It doesn't really have utility in this matchup, so, feeling free to go ahead and just get rid of that.
Such an interesting inclusion. Like, I don't even know how effective it would be against the mage, right?
Well, we're not even going to find out if Ron doesn't win here, because then he'll not have to play the Druid again. Nourish is an interesting decision. That's going to be a guaranteed overdraw of at least a card.
True.
You know, I guess if Mayanadon's thinking, like, I don't have any need for the remaining cards in my deck, but I mean, that to me, thinking he's gonna consider playing out the the Nourish instead. Does he have Nomi? He's trying to get to the end of his deck faster.
I want to think no, because if that were the case, he probably wouldn't be thinking about that, because he could potentially overdraw that Nomi.
Right, and that or Floop too. We don't see Floop in hand yet.
Yeah.
And he's got Ysera in hand. You probably want to get Floop so you can Ysera and then Ysera again.
So, if I'm in this position, my opponent's already played one Starfall. I kind of want to just drop this Feoris.
Possibly, but you're looking at 17 damage on board right now. A Power of the Wild brings it to 21. Cenarius kills you. Depending on what the Feoris drops, of course. If the Feoris drops you some taunts, but you can't be sure. And there's a second Living Dragon Breath.
Wow.
Yeah, Starfall is the safer route here for sure. I gotta know what Mayanadon's thinking right now. I don't know what he's thinking, seeing those two cards, but I wonder. And here comes the Feoris. It's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 large minions. Ooh. A little bit of charge. And, oh, the Cairn is a very good pickup. That's just very sticky. So now, Ron has a way to get rid of this entire board. He's got Starfall plus Swipe.
So, something I just thought of. What do you think he cut from his deck for these Living Dragon Breaths?
A very good question. I mean, is he not running... We haven't seen Ysera yet.
True.
I mean, there's still 9 cards left, so not to say he doesn't have it.
I feel like that's a very bad cut, though, right? Like, you wouldn't cut your, like, late game power tool.
I don't think so. Maybe you cut like a
3-drop.
second Wrath or something along those lines. We've seen
Yeah.
some Innervate, so he's definitely running 2 of those.
Power of the Wild, maybe.
Yeah, second Power of the Wild could be.
Time waits for no one.
I mean, I don't think you can't cut 2 Nourishes, or you can't cut a second Nourish. You can't cut a Hidden Oasis. Speaking of Hidden Oasis, that's coming down here and going to heal up back to full, put a taunt in the way, and take out this Feoris. And there's Fluke. That's going to give Mayanadon a lot of options now. Does he want to go ahead and double up with Cenarius? Does he want to go ahead and double up the Ysera? We're going to start by seeing Cenarius play this turn.
So, one thing to look at, too, Ron did play a lot of those bigger spells, which his King Feoris right now tops out at 4 drops.
Yeah, he gets 4 minions out of it here, and yeah, nothing humongous, and yeah, not bad minions though. Skyvateer's another draw, a little bit of sticky minion and the replicating menace. It could be worse, but let's see here. Looking at Mayanadon's side, he's showing 17 damage right now.
He's got another Cenarius and he has a Swipe in hand.
That's 29.
What was I thinking?
It's not
of
lethal,
him?
but it's right there.
If I'm him, I'd put him at 1.
I think that's the right play. I mean, from that point, what do you do as RonMexico? Like you said, you've already seen, Mayanadon has seen the board clears. There's really not any other way. Twisting Nether's not coming out of that
Hidden
deck.
Oasis too. Yeah, I put him at 1 health. You have 4 taunts in the way. He's played both Starfalls.
You know.
Might opt for the safe route here and use his own Starfall. But I don't think it really matters, honestly. No matter what route he chooses here, he's got to pick something, though. This all but feels locked up for Mayanadon. Anubisat Defender is not enough.
Hmm. Is there anything he could draw for here?
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything that gets him out of this. He's gonna cycle. I mean, he finds the hidden oasis, but that's far from enough to stop the onslaught here.
Time waits for no one.
He's doing some quick math. Does Swipe get him there? I don't think so.
I don't think this gets him there. No.
Nope,
That
still
isn't even
leaving
there.
10 on board.
This game.
Impressively done.
And game 1, it goes to Mayanadon in the Druid Mirror. So now the question is, where do we go from here?
So what does he have? What do they both have left here?
So Ron's going to have that same Druid, Mage, and Rogue, and Mayanadon's got Mage and Rogue. And Mayanadon's seen that anti-mage tech in the druid. Does that scare him off of the mage and possibly go into the rogue here?
I want to see the mage.
Well, I know what you want to see, but
I don't care. I want to see the mage. Do they both have mage?
they both have mage.
Oh, give it to me, please.
Well, here we go. Game 2 is starting, and we're gonna see the mage versus rogue. Mayanadon's mage, that is, versus Ron's rogue.
In my experience, that mage is favored. If you want to pilot this deck, that mage is favored.
I mean, rogues of the past have been far more aggressive than this build. You know, it's not a combo rogue, but it kind of relies on that, you know, the Wondrous Wand and Galakron, and then all of a sudden a lot of burst kind of tends to come right out of hand there. And, you know, mage is equipped to handle that in the late game, typically, by the time they get to Power of Creation. So, yeah, I would say that the mage definitely has the tools to get through this early going, but good Pharaoh Cat pickup there for RonMexico to have something to play on turn 1.
Now, speaking of bursts, this rogue deck is going to be losing a lot of bursts here, what?
Tomorrow.
15 hours from now?
Yeah.
16 hours from now?
A couple interesting choices here on the Arcane Breath. Rolling Fireball, Magic Trick, and Scorch. I can see a case for any of these. Magic Trick kind of has the reroll ability, whereas Rolling Fireball might be what, you know, nope, he's going to go Magic Trick.
I think that was the right choice.
Interesting. Now, Astral Rift, Vaporize, and Mirror Image. Astral Rift for the gas, Vaporize for anti, like, Edwin, but he's got Ray of Frost in hand already. I would say Astral Rift is probably the pick here, and it is.
Now, I wonder if he's running the giant version.
Well, it might be the last chance we have to see it.
Bully, which is going to come in handy here, coming up soon.
Micro Mummy was the pickup off Pharaoh Cat. That's going to come down on 2 here for RonMexico and give him a little bit of a curve. Seal Fate on turn 3, you think, or you know, possibly Appraise Galakron turn?
Yeah, I think RonMexico really might be looking at turn 7 Galakron.
Yeah, Seal Fate here while your opponent still has full health, and there's Leroy.
Ooh, that's 3,200 dust right there, boy.
Rip Leroy. Well, not rip. We'll see in Wild. And he picks up the damage lackey.
I'm not gonna see him in Wild.
I mean, you will if you watch THL's Wild series on stream.
I guess by captaining, I'll see him in Wild, but...
There you go. That's the spirit. Second Praise Galakron and a Titanic Lackey is the pick. Or the role, I should say. He doesn't choose the Titanic Lackey, but that's what he chooses to play. Now, this mummy is going to be a pain to remove.
We didn't... He does have the giant. Now, we didn't talk about the cards that he got, the random minions he got. He did get a Floop here.
True. And a Security Rover, a little bit less important, but hey, you can put it down and ping his mage. Get yourself an immediate taunt.
True. That Floop can be huge, though. Especially, like, there's so many different things he could do with that in this game. The Boom Fist Bully.
I was gonna say Boom Pistol Bully is the first thing that comes to mind for me.
Yeah.
I have seen in the last few days a lot of people playing Boom Pistol Bully and Rogue and shadow stepping it, which makes me think that people really want to have more than one of it if they can, which you can't in a Highlander mage, but this is the only way you can really do that. So, yeah, that's, I think, a very viable possibility. Seal Fate coming down on the Twilight Drake, and that's a Spell Lackey. And a full clear of the Drake, with a little bit of face damage on top. And Ron is definitely pushing the issue here. See a Blizzard pickup for Mayanadon. That's going to help if he can move into the next few turns relatively unscathed, which he should be able to, based on what he's got in the hand right now between that and Dragoncaster and the Mountain Giant. Looks like his option here on turn 5.
Ooh, he could have played a second free Mountain Giant if he wanted to.
Yeah, a 3/4 Mountain Giant, more like a mountain boulder.
Yeah. that's the right choice. The only other thing I was looking at was maybe the shield, because it does give you that 4th Galakrond upgrade, but I think this is definitely the better of the two.
Yeah, I mean, you'd obviously prefer to pull Galakrond off of the wand rather than having to use Kronks for it.
Yes.
Because A, it's free,
Yep.
and B, then you can use Kronks for
Yep.
other cool things.
Yep.
And now, looking at Mayanadon's side, I mean, he doesn't want that, you know, Heist Baron to be Shadow Stepped or anything of that nature. So, I mean, you're probably pretty tempted here to go ahead and use your Giant to clear, and we don't see a Conjurer's Calling in hand, which I have to assume is in the deck. But Zephyrus was picked up. Are you possibly maybe digging here for something with Zephyrus? What do you think, you know, is best here? Like Shadow Flame?
Okay. So was it fixed to where if he plays the bully, the wand, does the wand have them at 5 mana? Or is it gonna be 0?
I think it's 0.
Serve and reflect.
Interesting.
Well, the bully comes down. Gonna Ray of Frost on the Heist Baron. And Mayanadon taking the aggressive route. He's gonna hit face, get 8 damage home, and that's a Faceless Corruptor draw. But we know the wand is coming down this turn. Let's see what the draw is. Backstab, oh no! Flick is great.
It is 0.
And Van Cleef,
That's so lame.
And Flick will kill the Floop if he hits the bully.
He's not gonna do it on the bully. There's no way.
I mean, I wouldn't either, but I'm just saying that's a pretty.
if he
nice
flicks
little-
the bully, you gotta check stream chat.
No, I would. I would say, yeah, you probably want to flick the Giant here. You can clear the bully pretty easily with a backstab and a 3/1 Titanic Lackey, and then you get nice big Edwin. And hey, why not play your, you know, your Miscreant too? So you're gonna have a pretty big Edwin here at the end of the day.
I wonder. Too soon.
One stab, many kill.
And that's the exact play he opts for. Mayanadon looks across the board at a whole mess of damage if he can't get rid of it. Starting to get into a little bit of dangerous territory.
So he does have a few plays he can look at. I mean, he is in the Blizzard if he wants to just solely freeze, but it's not really gonna do much to that 11-10. I think he's gonna go for a Brawl.
Brawl is a possibility. I was thinking Dragoncaster plus Blizzard, but yeah, Brawl might be. I mean, Brawl is he just outright loses if Edwin wins this Brawl. I mean, he can't know that, but he's got to have a good idea. Frost Nova is another choice, but I don't think that's a permanent solution.
No, it's a temporary fix.
Yeah, Frost Nova is I don't want to die now, but I'll die later. Brawl gives you the best chance. And who's it going to be?
It does give him a second Zephyrus. Oh, it scared me.
The Flick, alright, so not the worst outcome for Ron, but, you know, Mayanadon would have liked to see, well, obviously, Zephyrus win. But yeah, Flick living there does allow Ron to continue pushing a little bit of damage here. And as we note, he did not pick up Galakrond with his wand, so still sitting on 3 Galakrond Invokes.
I wonder.
Gonna dig for a spell first. Sinister Strike.
Ooh.
That's
You gotta
burst.
go for it, right?
I think that's the pick. I mean, Sprint is too heavy to
He's
play
got
right
6.
now. He's got plenty of cards in hand. Scheme
6,
doesn't do anything
8.
for you.
That would be 11 from hand.
And he'll draw the Galakrond. I mean, I think the Kronks play is less for Galakrond and more just like, hey, this dude's a chunky guy that you're still gonna have to be. You got to remove him, or freeze him, or you're gonna take possibly lethal damage next turn.
Yeah, you know what cards you have in your hand here, and you know how much you can do in one turn. And you know that Mage really has a hard time dealing with those really bursty plays.
Cartoot's
But-
an interesting pick. Sap could just be it if RonMexico has it, which he doesn't, we know, but it's still in the deck. Does he Cartoot into a second Cartoot?
I think he got to.
Or, I mean, it was either that or Conjurer's Calling, but no. But no pickup of the Sap, so no way to get through it cleanly yet. I think now is probably the turn where you go ahead and play that Shield to Galakron, fully invoke your Galakron, and just go ahead and use your damage lackey. Clear off the Cartoot, get 6 to face. Just cancels out the Cartoot Defender.
So many options.
I know he's thinking about a way to get that Bad Luck Albadrock. He's going to rush it. That works too.
Alright.
Dagger up.
Choose soon.
Yeah, if you're Ron, you're not really looking at your life total that much right now.
No, at this point you're perfectly comfortable at 19. And Mayanadon's down to 9 now. Tortolin, Pilgrim is not the pickup that he would want. Second Cartoot Defender will come down via the Floop. And that's actually interesting too, because obviously Ron could not have in any way known that there was going to be a Floop in hand. And whoa! What a hit for the Conjurer's Calling. Ends up with Hogger to put another taunt in the way. Is that enough?
He's got 9 over the top.
Yeah, he can get. Oh no, if he lackeys the 2/2, charges in, yep, rushes in there. That's gonna be 4. Drops into 11, 6 from the Leroy, 10, and I think that's just exact. Yeah,
Yep.
or no, Sinister Strike 2.
Yeah,
More than enough.
that.
Well played.
Ugh.
Well,
Now imagine if they did this match tomorrow.
Leroy would not have been there to finish it off, but he is there today, and RonMexico evens the score at 1-1 with a win by the Rogue. And now we have an interesting match here, as it is now 1-1. 2 decks left, Rogue and Mage still for Mayanadon, Druid and Mage for RonMexico. Where do we go from here?
Mage versus Mage?
I mean, it's certainly one of the possibilities. I would think, if I'm Mayanadon, I'm probably hesitant to queue the Mage again, now knowing there's a 50-50 chance that you go up against the Druid.
Ooh.
Well, here we go. Let's take a look. That's exactly what happens here. RonMexico played the Druid, Mayanadon the Rogue.
you're back.
And we see
protect the
Blood
wild.
Sail and Dragon's Horde. This has got to be a Highlander Rogue.
Yeah, for sure. Unless it's Quest.
Well, we did see the quest in the opening hand.
That's true.
Pre-mulligan,
I didn't
so
think about
that does
that.
eliminate that as a possibility. What we do see for Ron is, yeah, we'll just gloss over that. The Innervate, when you're not on coin, is a very important card for the Druid, letting you get that quest done one turn sooner.
It does eliminate as a possibility, because Quest is guaranteed to come in your opening hand.
Yes, it does.
So it's not Quest, but whatever. We're fine. I want to see this Druid into the Mage. I want to see this tech in play.
Well, that's again not happening this game, but Mayanadon kind of considering the options here. Is 4/4 Edwin just kind of what you want to do here? Like, I mean, you got a lot of low cost cards in the hand.
He's got to be thinking about it, right?
I mean, you know it's going to hit
early
home at
turns.
least twice.
Yeah, these early turns that this this druid really can't do anything. He's not thinking about it.
He's gonna praise instead. No? Yes? No? Yes. The praise comes down. Let's see what our lackey is. It's a minion lackey, the faceless lackey. That's actually probably the best pickup he could have hoped for.
He's gonna clear one of these off.
And now next turn though, Mayanadon can coin, use one of the blood sale tokens and get a 6/6 Edwin, which is harder to remove of course, but comes down one turn later, so it's not going to have as many turns most likely to get home before Ron really starts to get online with his quest.
Yeah, I wonder if making that 4/4 was the right play there.
It's one of those plays where I think it feels bad because, you know, Edwin has the potential to be so huge, and RonMexico's druid doesn't really have any single target removal that could take it out individually. Oh, Shadow Step though might have paid off. Shadow Step the lackey. You see a Shadow Step on the lackey on turn 3, you know what's coming if you're RonMexico.
Well played.
Yes, he does. There's the emote.
Oh, the BM.
And there is the 10/10 Edwin instead.
Holy moly.
So okay, so we questioned the 4/4 play, but it absolutely pays off for Mayanadon here.
Okay, but like, come on.
Oh, I'm not saying that, like, okay, you know, it's
Yeah.
like you played poker, you made the wrong call, and you still won the hand. It doesn't mean you made the right call, but I mean, who are we to say we're watching the finals and we're not playing in it right now?
True, true.
So second hidden oasis is interesting for Ron, but I think it's just going to be a case of too little too late because he can't play next turn. And Surger's not going to clear off enough damage. Starfall will leave the Edwin alive, so what does he draw here to get himself out of this?
So Surger will take. Let's see. He'll have 1, 4, 5. Yeah, he'll still have 6 damage up.
Yeah, he'll leave 5 on board plus the dagger.
And there's a Leroy in hand. Caster vision.
Yeah, see, unknown to Ron that he is just dead 6 ways from Sunday at this point.
Yeah, he's dead.
And that is the unfortunate side of the quest route, is sometimes it just gets rushed down. And Edwin, not Hall of Fame by the way, was the absolute key in this one.
Yep. Wait, you're telling me a turn 3 10/10 isn't fair?
I mean, it depends on who you ask, quite honestly, because Ron would say yes, and Mayanadon would say, that looks good to me.
What to do?
Ron playing through every option. Unfortunately, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
He can't know, and I appreciate the, you know, digging deep and trying everything he can.
What to
He's just gonna take out his frustration on that Edwin.
do? Nature will rise against you.
So Mayanadon is gonna go up what, 2-1?
He will be up 2-1.
Alrighty. That's what we like to see. No BMs.
Nope, just send it to face, take your win, and move forward.
Oh.
So now Ron is on the ropes. He's got to get 2 wins in a row here. He's got to get that mage through and the druid that we've seen lose twice now. But it is tech against the mage, so you know, you might be getting your wish after all.
Oh yes.
If he,
I'm excited.
he knows he's about to go against the mage if he feels like that's the right play here. Unless you grab the mirror.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take both of them.
You get the mirror mage match, of course.
It's a win-win situation for me.
You asked for it.
Ooh boy.
Now here's my question to you. We haven't seen Ron's mage. Does Ron have living dragon breath in his mage?
Does Ron... I would... Oh. I hope not.
So So Mayanadon with the Mountain Giant draw early, and Luna's, of course, is what's going to make this whole thing go. Ron has Escape Mana Saber, though, which will allow him to get into some of his later stuff a little bit quicker than Mayanadon, plus the coin now. But Zephyrus plus Wild Growth is a very popular pick with this deck.
Yeah, see, that Escape Mana Saber point was very valid, and I think it was a good point. However, there's one thing you need to remember, is that Mayanadon has Luna's Pocket Galaxy in hand.
Yes. And Luna's
With a
is
Wild
a
Growth.
pretty good card.
That's when you're looking at this mirror, that's the one card you need to be going for.
And he will drop the Wild Growth and immediately take a 2-mana lead. But there's Zephyrus.
Oh, if he gets a dragon next turn, you're looking at a turn 5 Luna's Pocket Galaxy.
It seems like Doomsayer is a fine choice here. Just go ahead and ensure that the board is clear for your play.
He is going into a couple popular 4-drop turns.
Must be a way.
Yeah, if he wants to keep that Mana Saber off the board, I mean, obviously we see the Twilight Drake in hand too. Doomsayer's a great play. Mayanadon's just curving out very well right now. Arcane Intellect, not a great pickup here.
I think you do. I think you go for the Keysmith.
Yeah,
The reason I want to go for
pretty
Keysmith
low impact
is
minion. The
that
secret is more important.
counterspell.
Oh
Yeah.
that's
You know what your
huge.
opponent's going for.
Ron thinking it over. I mean, I think the ultimate decision's gonna be the counterspell, but
Yeah. Ooh.
now how much
Do
guts
it.
do you have
Don't
if you're
do it.
Mayanadon?
Don't
Do you
do
just
it.
go rip the Dragoncaster
Don't
out? Do you
do
maybe
it.
throw Blizzard out there?
Ugh, this is game throwing.
I mean, you could even use the Dragoncaster into Conjurers if you'd rather do that, but whew, there is
I think that's what you do. I really do, because you still get that second copy, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't believe so. It counters the
Okay.
it counters it entirely.
Either way, you don't want to loot throw out your Blizzard.
What a show!
Oh, what's it gonna be?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do
Yeah, I think
it.
Blizzard's too important. I think that the card you want to get rid of is Conjurers,
Okay.
and you've recognized the situation appropriately.
Scared me.
Mayanadon with the right call there, tests the secret, plays around it. Ron was hoping the mistake would be made.
I wonder.
Big Twilight Drake 4-9. That'll contest at least a little bit,
Oh,
but
yeah.
bad
Here
news
it
because
is.
this is Luna turn.
Now the one issue Mayanadon does have is he doesn't have any draw in his hand, and he's only got 4 cards.
Picking up Reno, but still 4 turns away, 3 if you count the coin. I think Kartut Defender's probably the pick here. Just go ahead and clear the 4/4 player Kartut. Could also see the Mana Saber. Oh, he's gonna coin it to Siamon.
Winds of the south, come to my aid! Donde.
I do like that. You know, there is no easy way to get rid of that. It can be pinged, but then can't be removed all in one go.
Mm-hmm.
Mayanadon does have the advantage of being able to freeze it. We're going to see what Tortolan pulls up here. Frost Nova, Power of Creation, and Book of Specters. Power of Creation's pretty good.
It is. I kind of wanted to go for that Book of Specters.
See, I think that's interesting too. You know, certainly worth a consideration. You've already played the Lunas. But instead, he's going to opt to just freeze the Siamon plays.
Knowing the cards I have in hand, knowing that my minions in my deck are all costing 1, I kind of wanted to go for that Book of Specters. You might have had more value out of it. I mean, this turned out fine.
It did turn out fine because he got good minions off the power creation, but he could have definitely whiffed.
Hey, you know what? You know what? I bet RonMexico had in play right now.
What was that?
So you know what? I bet RonMexico wish he had in play right now.
Mana Saber?
Nope. A living dragon's breath.
Oh yeah.
What to do?
Now the Reno could easily just leave everything alive.
Yeah, this is tough. I think Reno's definitely.
What to do?
It might be the worst of the plays, besides the dragon caster, because you're not gonna kill any of this.
Yeah, I mean, like best case scenario, you're killing one thing.
Time runs out on me.
Is he gonna use the CM in the Shadow Flame?
I think he is.
Or Betrayal?
Betrayal.
Oh, Sackback. There's. Well, he wasn't offered Shadow Flame. Well, it's because his 3 mana left now.
Yeah, oh yeah. Math.
Betrayal does kill 2. He's got to make a pick.
Didn't play it.
Didn't play it in time. Kind of got paralyzed there. Now that's 15 coming home. Here comes Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. Or do you...
Life and hope.
Or do you attempt to go for a lethal with the dragons or the Arcane Breath? No. Feywing, Emberskill Drake. That's just big dudes. And all the damage is going to come face, I think. Nope, he's going to peel off and go ahead and clear some of the board. Plenty of damage left on board, provided there's no way for Ron to get rid of it. He's still 2 turns away from Reno, the amazing version. Calicos is not helpful.
Alright. He can almost board clear.
I wonder.
Well, the Betrayal can come down this turn. Yeah, Betrayal plus Reno, and hope to get a little bit lucky. I think if you go ahead and push the 6/6 into the 5/5, yeah, then you run the Reno out. I like it. That's the... he found the line, he got rid of the large board that Mayanadon had established, and he's actually going to get a little face damage in the process. And let's see what Mayanadon chooses to do from here. He picks up his own Arcane Keysmith, not the highest value.
That was a quick pick.
Well, that's a good draw.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be able to keep churning.
The future
Stargazer and Luna into Tiamat.
Warriors of the South, come to my aid!
Mind Shield Rush.
Why not? Get rid of that Reno. Draw another card. Oh, there's Alex. He doesn't want to play it, though, because that hurts him.
Ah. I kind of want to play it.
I mean, it's basically heal your opponent for 3, but
Heal your
put
opponent
Nate
for
on
3.
board.
Exactly.
Well, he's not going to Fire Blast and then play it. That's for sure.
No.
Evasive Feywing. He feels like, Mayanadon says, I've got enough damage on board. I can go ahead and work with what I got. And Ron's still 1 turn away. I think probably... I know you're thinking Counterspell's a possibility here. Probably need to play out the Dragon Caster. Or no, play out the Cartoon Defender, I would imagine.
What to do? What to do?
Yeah, he's 1 mana off a board wipe. Oof.
Bad news is the Counterspell is
Yeah.
there.
I think hindsight's 20/20 here. He really should have played around that counterspell. The cards he has in hand, playing the Arcane Intellect probably would have been better first, because you really do want to keep these freezes in play, because getting that Reno down this next turn is just gonna like help him swing this game around.
Well, hear me out. the best anti-freeze tech is Counterspell.
Yeah, you're right. It was Counterspell all along.
But that card 2 defender will kind of take a little bit of the sting off. You know, he can go ahead and play this Drake.
Behold the tools of creation.
Power of Creation's a good pickup.
Now he's got to think about it. He's going into turn 10. His opponent's at 11. He's getting desperate.
Yeah, I think that's something you probably hold in your back pocket here. Go ahead and use the Fey Wing, clear off the card suit with your hero power, get the damage in your face, and then if he plays Reno, you just have something to go ahead and drop the next turn.
Oh. Yep.
I mean, it doesn't feel great to hold those cards, but I think that is the right play here, and good recognition by Mayanadon to know where, you know, like you said, he's going into turn 10. If he's got it, he's got it. If he doesn't, I win anyway. And there goes Reno, and there goes your minions.
And there's Reno.
There's a Reno of his own. But, yeah, here comes Power of Creation. I think that's the right play all day.
All day, all day.
Ooh, Eccentric. There's a lot of decent choices here. The Overfiends were the most chunky, but these are the most resilient.
I think this is the right play.
I agree.
It's tough for your opponent to deal with.
Oh, what a pick! What a pick from Reno.
That won me a THL match once. Random
And
spell
now
off
Blizzard
Reno.
can clear the board entirely.
The fate of the world hangs
Wow.
in the balance.
You were not nearly excited enough for that pick from Reno. That was insane. That was great timing. It could not have worked out. I mean, and that's your argument, I guess, for the Portal Overfiend being the pick.
Yeah. You can't play around Reno, man.
I mean, you can, but if you're doing it wrong.
If you want to play around every spell in the game, go for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't do that. But Mountain Giant. Whew.
Wow.
This game just
That
got
might have
wild
been-
because we
That
had no
might have
idea
been the
what's going
swing
to happen
turn you needed. I mean, think about it. Mayanadon's he's played his Zephyrus. He's played his Alexstrasza. He's played a lot of his big threats. He's running out of steam.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Mayanadon's that far behind, or I shouldn't say RonMexico is that far behind. Like you look at the health totals and it feels that way, but knowing the tack of this game, it doesn't seem like this is out of the realm of possibility for Ron to come back and win.
You ready for Ron to Pyroblast his face?
Tome of Intellect. Is it Fireball? Oh, and there's Power of Creation, another big draw off the top.
Now here's the thing. Ron does have to think about I can't leave my minions up on my opponent's board because I'm at 11 health. You know,
For sure.
my opponent hasn't played the Reno. He hasn't played any of his AOE spells.
Rush Wind Fury. If he plays the Alexstrasza here, I mean, he's dead. He can't do that unless he clears some board. The Arcane Intellect brings
He could have used it on himself. Oh, look at that Ziliax.
Ziliax could be what he needs if those 4/5s live, and he's able to play Alexstrasza clean next turn.
No, he can magnetize it. It's their mechs.
Oh my goodness, I forgot those next. Oh, he's gonna heal so much.
Oh my gosh. Dude,
This is
this
insane.
game, this is even.
It's
even.
a new ball game.
I'm putting this right now in Ron's favor. He's got all these big threats left that Mayanadon just doesn't have.
Mayanadon does have Alex in hand though, and it is a 1-mana Alex.
True. That's the main thing he has going for him. I think Reno was the best play here. I think you gotta start relying on
agree.
these random spells. Mountain Giant's definitely not it. That's
We're gonna have some fun.
Well, I guess which Reno would have been the.
I was talking
discussion.
about Hero Reno.
Well, he kills the 7/3 without allowing a further heal, which is nice. Alex is coming down.
So he's out of heals. Minus, random spell effects.
Well, let's see, because that's how we're gonna start this turn. Oh no! Oh, Conjure's calling Frost Nova. Frost Nova's big.
That Frost Nova is huge. And
There's
so is
Lunas.
that Pocket Galaxy. Ooh. So here's the thing. He can get 2 free spells here.
He can.
He can Frost Nova. Or
Yep.
no. Yeah,
I think
Frost
you Lunas,
Nova.
right? You want to Lunas first?
Actually, he can do 3 free spells.
Yeah, Lunas, Dragoncaster, Conjurer's Calling, then Frost
And
Nova.
then Frost Nova. Yeah, he can get 3 free spells here. Ooh, that play is so OP. I hope he sees it.
What would make us rich?
Oh. Alright, that's another one. We are going for the flashy play.
Twin Tyrant.
Not what he wants.
Doesn't hear much. Is he going to go ahead and put the... You know, he's going to hold the dragon for the spell power.
Yeah, that makes it an 8 damage fireball.
Frost Nova's another good pickup for Mayanadon. I mean, he already has Blizzard. Does he want to go ahead and just rip the Reno and then this becomes a complete clown fiesta?
Oh.
It feels like he's holding off on the Reno until the last possible moment.
Yep, he's gonna hope Ron overextends, but I think that might not be the right thing to do. Oh, the luck. Oh wait, no, I can only target enemies there. Right? I can only target enemies,
Yes, that is
right?
correct.
Yeah,
Only an
yes,
enemy.
okay. So do we... Oh no. He can't just play Alex.
What's in the deck for Tortolan? Is there? We've seen Blizzard get played.
You're in my hands now.
Puzzle box.
Puzzle box.
Oh, here we go. This is just full madness. Power of creation. Oh, and we see it. Oh no, it hit his own thing. We see a rush of the 4/5s. Oh no, not the right one. There's the rocket boots. Rain of fire.
Oh,
That won't kill anything. Totemic smash.
you gotta fireball that, right?
Well. I think you do, yeah.
Wow.
What a turn. And what a turn of events. Mayanadon
Right,
now
yeah.
looking very, very... I mean, like, at this point, you're probably saying, all right, Reno, go ahead, because...
You've got a Reno. Like,
you're too far behind at this point. And the good news is that negates the pressure plate that you have no idea what it is, but I assume pressure plate doesn't activate on a Reno hero power, right?
no, it's not a spell.
Must be a way.
Oh no, it's no, it doesn't. Because this is after. Oh well, I don't know. It says after your opponent casts a spell.
Oh, yeah, cast a spell, yeah.
You got one play, right?
I think that's the only one. I mean, you want to use the Frost Nova to set up your own lethal, and right now he doesn't really have that.
Watching
possibility.
Itachi in chat right now from like 10 minutes ago is very entertaining. He just said, "Damn, GG's." Little does he know.
Must be a way.
And he's gonna
Oh.
Frost Nova.
I don't like it.
Bad news. is
I don't
that
like it one bit.
He has no option to get that 8 damage through now. And he's Power of the Wild. Okay, he would have preferred to go ahead and, you know.
I think he just
+1,
dropped the
I
Lunas, right? Like, this is your turn to just chill. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. You have to know what's coming.
I didn't like that. I think that might have been a misplay. He's got to, unless he just wants to lose this match. He's got to.
What? everyone.
Just kind of a de facto kill of the minion before moving everything else. And Christology is
Alright.
not going to do anything. Would it have drawn 2 Lunas? 2 minions if Lunas had been played? No, Lunas did get
Correct.
played.
Ready for a shot.
Wait. Oh, there's 1 attack minion, right?
1 attack, not 1 cost, yes.
Yeah.
We know cards. We know them. Alright. What will Mayanadon's Reno conjure up for us? Shadow of Death. Well, he's winning the fatigue game at this point. Unfortunately, we probably aren't getting there. Oh, there's a shadow. There's a second shadow. Oh, Book of Specters. It's got to be Calicos. What does he draw? Or what does he select? 3 secrets. Underwhelming.
I kind of wonder if the Vaporize is the right play here.
I think it is.
Right now, I'm worried more about my health total.
Yeah, I would agree.
If I could just cast that. Thought I had more time. My Nova's running light.
Nobody move and no one gets hurt.
I tell you what, no matter what happens in this game, this has been everything you could hope for in a single game of Hearthstone.
Did you say good stream content?
I can say good stream content. Predatory Instincts does nothing. Arcane Breath. I think you gotta find something. There's a fireball.
Oh!
I don't think it's enough though. Probably have to go power creation. No,
Wow.
fireball.
What's he digging for?
Oh, he's drinking for fatigue. There's the Mallet. Oh, the Malagos is too expensive, man.
No, he can get the 1 mana Frost Nova.
Here it comes. What's
He's
it gonna
gotta
be?
get the 1 mana Frost Nova. He got the
He
1
got
mana
it!
Frost Nova. Oh my god.
Amazing!
Oh my god. Hey, you remember when Ron was at 7 and still has this Alex in hand?
I sure do.
Oh my gosh. Oh. It's a good card to drop.
That's a very good card to drop.
It makes him think about if this is counterspell too.
Stampeding Roar does nothing.
Oh, imagine if you had that Frost over a turn later.
Do you Conjurer's Calling to get rid of a bunch of stuff? Puzzle box gone.
Oh,
Bone
that's
Wraith.
bye-bye the puzzle box. If he can clear this board, I think he's got it.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
and that's it. He's got 17. He's got the Fireball. Presuming it's not counterspell, he
he's-
knows that.
He's got it.
Is it Vaporize?
He's gotta
He
go
knows it's
for
not.
it.
He's got it.
Oh my god.
What a comeback.
What the hell? That's BM.
Okay, that is a BM.
I don't like that at all.
Because what would have happened? I mean, like, let's say there was a heal. Let's say like Flash of Light, or
Yeah,
Lay,
I
well,
don't-
Lay on Hands would have drawn cards too. but
I'm just gonna be straight up. I don't like that at all. Your opponent gave you a really good game, and it was down to like the last second. It didn't say anything through the whole game, and you BM him at like the 20-minute mark. I don't like that.
well, regardless of that, we are gonna see Game 5 here. to see the tech druid versus the mage. So you get both games that you wanted out of this. You get to see how the
I'm
tech fares
excited.
against mage.
Is power.
And
I must
let's
protect
see.
the wild.
RonMexico, no coin. Dig for that innervate. Doesn't find it. At least not until he gets a draw here.
Oh, you dig for that living dragon's breath, man. You hard move for it. Toss your quest.
So Mayanadon has a heavier hand, but you know, mage isn't really. You're not trying to win the game on turn 5 anyway, so he's alright with that. He does pick up Zephyrus, so he can go Zephyrus Wild Growth again. You know, I wanted to notify our players that we're into Game 5 here, but I also don't want to blow up Itachi's spot and, you know, let him know 10 minutes from now
yeah,
that we're going to Game
he's
5.
really into this match, too. Based off of chat.
So I'm going to no spoiler him.
Yeah.
A few predictable turns here in the early going.
Mm-hmm. Now, the one thing about this Boom Fist of Bully in this matchup is your opponent really doesn't have many Battle Cry cards. It's just Ysera, isn't it?
Oasis Searcher is a choose one, so yeah.
Yeah. So you're kind of looking at dropping that on turn 8 if you can, right?
Cenarius and Feoris as well.
Oh, Cenarius is a choose one.
You're right. I apologize. So Feoris.
So
Yes,
Feoris,
it's an
yeah, and
endgame
you know,
denial in this situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I'm peeling his edges. So that's a lot of draw.
Ron's gonna opt to get on board here.
Now, interesting that he's gonna choose to leave this mountain.
Well, I think he doesn't have much of a choice, unfortunately.
True.
He had to clear space that way he didn't overdraw with the.
Yeah,
Merchants,
I forgot.
so,
I forgot he
yeah.
hadn't finished his quest yet.
Reno online here. If Mayanadon chooses, which it looks like he's going to,
We're gonna have some fun.
that's going to go ahead and keep the Mountain Giant out of harm's way.
So Ron's running into hand space issues.
Hand space issues and time issues, quite frankly.
What to do?
He's got no immediate way to remove the threats. He can go ahead and, I was say, he could heal himself with Hidden Oasis and throw down Anubisath. Clear up 2 spaces in hand. He draws War Druid Lodi. Oh, Lodi plus Innervate into Wrath clears the board.
I think that's exactly what he's looking to do.
Well, I don't know what his game plan was, what he was hoping to draw, but Lodi is probably the best card off the top there with that Wrath. And second Nourish will be the draw here. Disappointing for Mayanadon. He thought he had him, and RonMexico stabilizes a little bit. Dragoncaster, going to be power creation. Ooh, could either go with the Rush Wind Furies or Cairn. The Beast.
I think
is
I'm
not
looking
the
at
choice.
Cairn here.
Cairn is definitely more resilient.
Yep.
There's
Oh,
our
here we
tag.
go. Here we go. I'm excited. So this is definitely a tough turn for Ron. Because he doesn't have a way to clear off his entire board.
Yeah, you can either take out the Dragoncaster with Lodi, or you can Starfall, kill everything, but still leave the two. Forget what Karen's dad's name is, or son.
Yeah, so this is a good other line here too.
I'm wait for no one.
Yep, that was essentially what he had as an option the last turn, opting to keep the Floop.
Need a key?
So if you're Mayanadon, what are you looking to counterspell here? Turn 8. I mean, Starfall's got to be it, right?
Yeah, I mean, my opponent hasn't played any of his Starfall. He hasn't played any removal basically, except for his. That's smart.
Innervate was an enormous pickup, yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna clear off almost everything here.
That wound up being a very good draw for Ron. Without that Innervate, he was really going to have to kind of throw a spell to the wolves. And in this case, he does not, and ends up clearing everything but one minion.
Now, do you think he plays the Doomsayer? I think he's looking at Luna's, but...
If you
I think
Lunas, I think you do.
Yeah.
Lunas clear the 6/2 and Doomsayer, which is vulnerable to Oasis Surger, which we know Ron doesn't have that yet, but based on him drawing as well as humanly possible this game, I would bet that's coming right off the top of this deck. It is not, it's Feoris instead.
My dream is your nightmare.
Throws the Ysera out there. You know, it's a 4/12. Not the biggest threat in its own right, but the 7 green portals a much bigger threat, and he's got the Floop in hand, so I don't hate that play.
Ooh.
Nobody move! And
He can play a second Ysera if he wants to. I don't know if that's the smart choice, though.
He definitely can. You don't want to start overdrawing your portals or anything. But now Feoris is out of the picture. I think the problem with not playing the second Ysera here, though, is, you know, what else are you going to do, really? I guess you nourish, hope for some green portals, which is what he got.
Just get these dragons on the board. I mean, look on the other side. Your opponent has 2 cards.
Big pickup for the Oasis Surger.
Try and build a board.
Not the biggest hits, though, for dragons.
And that can cause you to overdraw right there.
Yeah, he's going to want to go ahead and dump some cards. Nope, Rising Winds. It's another draw. Ferocious Howl draws cards, too. Everything he's drawing just draws cards.
I think he's just gotta have to take the overdraw.
No, he can play the Anubisath out. But yeah, once the 3/2 dies, he's gonna eat an overdraw for sure. If he plays the Anubisath, though, it takes the Ysera offline. And now Feoris is the... Well, Cenarius could be the likely target for Floop as well. Reno on time for Mayanadon. Rolling Fireball is a big pickup here. Lots of clear potential.
Match ended on, or that game 4 ended on stream, so you can get at Itachi and Zaib.
Yes. Well, I think he realizes now they're in game 5, so.
Yeah. One does at least.
Diminishes the effect that letting them
True.
know what's happening.
True.
So we saw the overdraw of Power of the Wild, which is not the worst card to overdraw.
Yeah.
Now you want to clear some stuff here. Obviously, you don't want to leave yourself vulnerable to instant death. The First Howl is a pretty good draw for that, or a pretty good play for that. Dream Portal, another weak card out of the Dream Portal.
Wow. I think just knowing my opponent's like small hand sizes, I'm okay with drawing these 4/4s.
I mean, it's better than drawing nothing. And yeah, this is another game where, you know, looking at the health totals, you would imagine Mayanadon is far ahead, but really at this point he's not. Rolling Fireball can clear the board and put down the Tiamat. Reno doesn't seem like the play yet.
Winds of the south, come to my aid.
And a full board clear. So 12 damage from Tiamat. Feoris?
Yeah, I think so. Ooh. You might even want to, yeah.
Yeah,
I
at
think
this
you
point,
just
Feoris feels pretty good knowing that Tiamat can't get through clean. So what are we looking at? We're looking at a Nourish, a Hidden Oasis, and a Swipe. So that'd be 3. Nope, he's gonna go Scenarios.
2 6-drops and the 4-drop.
It's perfectly fine. 3 portals still in the deck out of those 5 cards, by the way.
5 cards.
I have to imagine the
cow.
there's 5 cards left. I have to imagine the remaining cards in there: Swipe, the 3 portals, and second Oasis Surger.
Observe and reflect.
So I think I want a Reno.
I mean, it feels like the only real choice here, unfortunately.
Yeah. Wow, we thought that last game.
Oh.
Oh, never mind. Mayanadon is not a fan of the obvious choices.
Well, he's using the Rare Frost to leverage Tiamat into possibly being able to clear a little bit more next turn and avoid using the Reno at all costs, but
I think he's trying to bait out the overextension, like he was last game.
Which might be the only choice he has at this point.
Now imagine if he had that living Dragon's Breath there.
Well,
Could his
Ron
minions have been
certainly
frozen? No, they couldn't have. He goes for the extra scenarios. I mean, he's got to be thinking now, right? Like, okay, my opponent would have played Reno if he had Reno.
Slight misordering there too, as you probably want to play the living Dragon Breath before you play the scenarios and get the +2/+2 on it.
True.
But irrelevant as Reno equals boom. And there goes all the minions. Board reset, and I imagine Feoris is the immediate play here for Ron. He's already hovering it. Dream Portal. It's 410. Another Dream Portal.
And another one.
Maybe you don't if you get all 3 Dream Portals. Nope.
I mean, you're running out of cards, right? You got 1 card left.
It's time to play. Time to go. Big money.
The big board. Ooh.
You know, there are worse cards for Mayanadon to have gotten than Hunter's Pack to fill his hand a little bit, but it does seem a little too late. He's gonna have to Luna into Frost Nova.
He could,
or
yeah.
Blizzard.
Frost Nova. Well,
Blizzard's too expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wrong side of the board, bud.
Bow to the fang and claw.
What are we doing?
He didn't want to Conjurer's Calling the Luna and not get the draw.
I guess so.
Of creation.
So he's got to be looking for that right there. There it is.
Tortolan.
There it is. Freeze. Blizzard.
Blizzard. Oh man.
Holy cow.
More time.
I tell you, these mage games are ridiculous.
The tools of
Ridiculously
creation.
fun. Tool of creation, don't draw. Oh.
Behold the
Yep.
tools of
That's why I said don't draw.
I mean, at this point, you're probably fine with it. Portal's burned, fatigue sets in, and now
Yep.
Mayanadon, can he get enough damage here?
That misdirection. What if he gets the misdirection lethal? Oh. Just think about it.
Now, Swipe cannot target your own minion, so he can't clear anything.
I wonder if he might be thinking about hitting Hidden Oasising his face here.
Yeah, just forsake the
Unless
minion.
Yeah.
Double
Does get rid of
swipe
that
instead.
draw. So Mayanadon's going for the top deck. Oh,
Oh my goodness.
that's a lot of overdraw.
Oh, the Calicos! That hurts. Blizzard.
That's
Oh, no.
That's a bad. That's the frost over. That's so bad.
Showing everybody what just happened on screen here with what does this do? That's a lot
Yeah.
of draw.
That's game.
If I could just cast
That's
that.
game. Unless he gets some bonkers Conjurer's Calling, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
What would make us rich? Thought I had more time.
Mayanadon searching for any possible answer, just nothing there. Maybe play the misdirection and hope.
Looks like you've got your own tricks. Well played.
And that's going to do it. RonMexico in fatigue as the Druid. It took him 3 games with the Druid, but he got there. And that will take this series 3-2 for RonMexico, and 4th Inches off to the early 4-2 lead in the series now. I mean, that was an incredible 5-game series. Like, I don't think you could have asked for much more than that.
Those mage games, man.
Whew. I mean, we've still got one more series. So, decompressing a little bit from that, now Itachi, he's going to find out shortly, of course, that he is working with a 4-2 lead, and Zaib is going to try to even the score here and get Dad Legend back to at least even, if not take their lead over 4th and Inches here, depending on how this second series goes. So, you know, we're going to just keep the party rolling here. I'm going to let these players know what's going on. Any thoughts that you have in the meantime about how do you think this series is going to play out based on the classes that are available?
Well, first question: who's going to be on the bottom for us?
Always always 4th.
Oh, that. Yep. We talked about that. Yeah. Let me pull up the classes here real quick, just so I can have a visual.
I would say, hey, it'll be on stream in about 8 minutes.
Yeah. I'll just wait 8 minutes for that. All right. So interesting Itachi bringing the priest. I'm assuming this is gonna be combo.
I mean, it could be.
Going off of recent tournament play, I'm assuming this is gonna be combo. It still could be res, but that's just a guess. Zaib with the warrior too, which is interesting. I think he probably brought that knowing he was playing before Thursday, because warrior as well is losing some some key cards in their matchup.
You have to imagine Galakron is the
Yeah.
popular choice there before the nerf. Or
But-
rotation, I should say.
But starting tomorrow, we got 7 mana Dr. Boom.
That is true.
I think it's gonna be interesting watching the meta kind of shift for like a week, right?
Right.
Because a lot of these aggro decks are gonna be losing their key card, being Reno. I think you're gonna see a lot less Galakron Rogue. Do we see the return of Taunt Warrior?
We could. I mean, it's certainly a viable option. It's really hard to gauge what's going to happen here in the second half of this week with the meta shift, because nothing is going to be testable in any large quantities. It's going to be all kind of theory crafting here as we go into deck submission, which is Thursday and not Wednesday, but still it's going to, I think, make for some odd lineups. I apologize here as I'm just getting the stream set up for our second match and letting the players know that they are good to go ahead and get bans into me. What are you looking forward to here in this matchup? What do you think would be the most fun match or fun game to see here?
Oh, Mage and a Rogue. Those games are always fun. Mage and anything, honestly. I think Itachi's whole lineup here is just gonna be fun to watch.
I mean, he's a fun player to watch, to be honest. He has a lot of series where he sweeps or gets swept. It just seems to be
that was the trend a couple of seasons ago. I remember it was 3-0 or 0-3, nothing in between.
Do you think we'll get to see Hunter tonight?
I don't think so. I think we're looking at double Hunter bans again. Itachi, honestly.
Well, I'll take this brief break to thank everybody who's tuning in tonight. Of course, not our normal stream night as far as matches are concerned. Usually we just have Hearth Center on this evening and wrapping up about a half hour ago. So thanks for sticking with us so late on a weeknight. And if you like the matches, like in THL, please do remember to follow and subscribe, which you can do for free with Twitch Prime if you have it. And that helps us continue to bring you content every week and bring new stuff to the fold, which hopefully there'll be wild content as well. We've got off-season content coming up in the March Madness tournament, so there's going to be stuff to continue to pay attention to on our channel here, and we hope that you do opt to support us if you have the means to do so, and we thank you very much for that.
I assume we're preparing to battle a friend, so we're gonna be getting in here really quick.
Yeah, I'm hoping the bands come through shortly. Zaib said he had to relocate. He was watching the stream and was not in the same room as where he was going to play. But they are preparing to battle, so that's good. We should get banned shortly. So we have the bans. Zaib will be banning the priest, so no priest for Itachi, and no hunter for Zaib. So we will get to see a hunter potentially.
Alrighty. What kind of hunter are you thinking we're gonna get here?
It's a good question. Knowing the warrior, I would say maybe a quest hunter.
Quest?
I'm just a quest hunter stan. I don't know. I like it. I like it so much.
Quest stand.
All right, bans are updated. Letting them know to go. So as stated before, Itachi will be on the bottom, Zaib will be on the top. Here we go.
Alrighty.
Looks like we're going to see a mage versus druid.
Versus Malfurion.
I must protect both. Let the games begin.
Waiting for Zaib to invite to spec so that way we can see both sides here. It is a Highlander mage, as expected.
Now, what do you think about keeping the book in the Pocket Galaxy?
I mean, it really depends on the druid. And we can see it's
True.
a token druid, which is
I
not the
can't
matchup
see.
you want to take the galaxy.
No, I cannot see.
Did you get an invite from Zaib?
No, did you see my message? I don't have him on my friends list.
Well, you should get him on your friends list.
I know. Donde asked if you could send him my stuff.
I think he's focused on a few things right now. You should probably send him your
To be
info.
fair, I asked that like 10 minutes ago. Gonna look now. Someone doesn't read chat.
You're right. I'm too focused on stream mopping, man. I got my hands in a bunch of different pots over here.
There's nothing going on, but it's okay.
So, Tree Enforcements is the first play for Zaib, so obviously at this point Itachi knows exactly what this deck is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
He kept the Luna Spot Galaxy, and yeah, he's going to have to find a way to survive these initial turns, and Tiamat draw is not ideal. Quick play of the Snip Snap is really the only thing that he had in the hand that would even contest the board slightly.
Yeah, he's really looking to just keep as much on board as he possibly can, but this is gonna get pretty tough pretty quick.
I wonder.
Zaib, considering what he could possibly do here, he's got a couple choices. Snip Snap, if he just wants to straight play that, I would imagine the better option would be to play the landscaping.
I wonder.
Can't comment yet.
Sorry. He could also coin into Garden Gnome. Garden Gnome is active as Force of Nature, and I've basically just given you his entire hand outside of Blessing of the Ancients, but he's in a landscape. Save the coin. Get a 4th minion on board. Now, does Itachi... Oh, Frost Nova is a good pickup. Does Itachi opt to value trade here and clear off a 2-2, or does he clear off a 3-2, minimize damage?
I think I want to clear off the 2-2, and the reason why is because it does leave the 2-attack minion on board, and then followed by the 2/1/1s afterwards. Whereas if he just goes straight into the 2/2, his HonestZaib's just gonna go for the value trades, right?
So he's going to utilize the Ray of Frost as damage instead. I kind of liked the concept of the value trade with using Ray of Frost on 2 minions and then pinging one of the frozen minions. Because what's your turn next turn? You know, you got Ray of Frost in hand and then nothing but a hero power. Whereas if you went with the option that I described, you could Ray of Frost and then ping, or not Ray of Frost. You could Frost Nova and then ping next turn.
Yeah, and right now we're just gonna see Zaib just gonna keep flowing out this board.
Right, you have to expect with a token druid, there's going to be more on the board next turn than there was the turn before, just because it doesn't run out of gas very easily in the first 5 or 6 turns. So this is now it's a tough spot. Mountain Giant pickup does absolutely nothing. You can freeze 1 minion here and clear off a second. I'm curious why he didn't kill the 3/2. I guess he's trying to kill as many treants as possible to avoid the draw.
That's possible.
We see a Nubisath Defender picked up for Zaib. Not always a standard card in Token, but it does definitely have its place. Looking at the possibility of a Snip Snap here, he's got Blessing of the Ancients. We could just see Force of Nature too, if he wants to go ahead and maximize board. But we are coming into turn 6, which is a Blizzard turn. Itachi does not have that, but you know, Zaib wants to play around that as much as possible, of course.
What to do?
Force of Nature is the play with a free Anubisath Defender.
That's a hell of a flood.
And that's a power move. Just saying, like, you either got it or you don't. If you've got the Blizzard,
Yeah.
great. I accept it. But
If you don't, if he doesn't, he's just. I mean,
it's just pretty much it.
he's looking into double blessings, right?
Yeah, double blessing here. It's like you know, basically Savage Roar without the hero input. But that doesn't matter because he can go ahead and get through this very easily. Or do you even maybe just blessing once and hero power down the 3/4 if you want to save the second blessing? Or is there a way you can get Mulch Muncher out? Oh
No,
wait.
I think you just what?
No.
I think you just double blessings.
Okay, so blessing, put the 4/2 into the 3/4, Mulch Muncher down the remaining 3/1. Never mind, can't do that. 4/3 is not a treant to die. Listen, I'm trying everything I can to get that Mulch Muncher on board
You really
right now.
want that Mulch Muncher down.
I really want that Mulch Muncher on board, but I don't think it's in the cards this turn. Double blessing the Ancients is still just a lot of damage. It's the safe route.
It's a lot of damage.
It's 3 left for Itachi, and he's got to have a way to clear the board. Power Creation is not that. Tiamat is really the only thing that he can do, and it's not going to clear nearly enough. So it's going to be Token Druid game 1.
God, I hate that deck.
Wait, he conjures into a Doomsayer? No,
tried.
it's not. Those are 1 minions or 2 mana? Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good try. It's a good try. It's, you know, you play the outs you got. So a quick 1-0. Zaib takes the lead. You know, my experience with Druid has been somewhat love-hate. I love how it looks in lineups, and I hate how it performs when I play with it, because it always seems to be about 2 or 3 damage off lethal, and then my opponent stabilizes. Specifically talking about Token Druid, of course, and it's you know, it's a very frustrating experience. Obviously, it's a very good matchup into Mage, though. Game 2 starting up. We've got Itachi's Druid versus Zaib's Rogue. Rogue's going to be Highlander. We see Zephyrus in that opening hand, and it's going to be Embiggen Druid for Itachi. He tosses back 2 cards looking for Embiggen, looking for Quest, looking for Breath. He gets none of it. And Leroy's the draw. Not the start for the Embiggen Druid that Itachi's hoping for. A pickup of Dragon's Horde for Zaib. Considering, does he take it slow here? Does he play the Zephyrus? And I think he's gonna try to race here on the mana. Yep, he's gonna take that Wild Growth. And the draws just get worse for Itachi. All he can do is play the Fairy Dragon straight up.
They may be getting worse, but I don't know. I feel like with the cards that Itachi has in hand, he might still be in a pretty good position.
He could still get there for sure. And I think Zaib, you know, he's going to go ahead and play this Wild Growth, get the mana, get the lead on mana, and potentially that could be enough to get him there. But yeah, this is a Frizz Kindle Roost turn all day for Itachi. That'll help him, you know, get those dragons out even quicker. Now, if you're Zaib, what are you thinking here? Dragon's Horde. I mean, you could easily get out a big Edwin, like big being 6/6.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility.
You really just want to see this Dragon's Horde, don't you?
I mean, don't you
I don't
want to
blame
know
you.
what's in the box?
I want to know what's in the box. What's in the box?
What's in the box? He's gonna go with the Flybooter first, and he's just gonna play the Sky Pirate. And so we will see the Edwin, we won't see the box, which will perpetually vex me, unfortunately. Free Fairy Dragon.
Wow.
And we see a way to kill the Edwin now, thanks to the Scale Rider coming online. Itachi wondering if there's a way that he can leave the Edwin up. There's no other dragon in hand, so if he plays that Fairy Dragon, Scale Rider will deactivate.
He's gonna trade it off.
I think that's the right move. Like you said, he has the tools in hand. If he can get to late game with that Wind Guardian, just very tough for Rogue to remove. Oasis Surger as well here. If he can get into the late game in decent shape, I think he's got the upper hand, but he's got to get there first.
So many options.
Just a Snip Snap coming down. We're going to see it get boosted to a 4/6. No silence is typically run in Embiggen Druid, so that's a pretty safe bet. Double Escape Mana Saber for Itachi.
I have run into Spellbreakers before in that deck.
Oh, there's certainly a consideration, especially in a closeless format. However, I just know that if you're playing on ladder, it's typically not, unless like you know, unless you're playing against like tons of Mech Paladin or something.
Wow. True.
So now Itachi has the juice to get that Wind Guardian down next turn with the Mana Saber, if he would choose, which I would imagine he does, barring anything else that he draws. But you know, we're still looking for Embiggens, we're still looking for Breath of Dreams. A lot of the good power cards not being drawn yet for Itachi. Meanwhile, Zaib still has you know, a lot of choices here. Tiamat could come down if he wants to just play him. Bone Wraith looks like the option alongside the Albatross.
So I think we are going to see the Wind Guardian drop.
That seems like the most likely scenario here. I mean, Oasis Surger is a consideration too. If you want to, you can clear off this Bone Wraith.
How curious.
I think that's what we're going to see.
That's how he opts to go. But I don't think that's a bad choice.
No.
Get the evasive Feywing down, and I mean the board is fairly threatening as it stands. Zaib does have a way to clear a lot of this stuff off. Flick is a big pickup though. Flick plus Surger equals a lot of dead minions effectively for Itachi. But Flick is also one of the only ways that he really has to cleanly remove a Winged Guardian. And he's got to know that there's a possibility that's coming down next turn, going into turn 7. Surgers aren't nearly as much of a threat in this deck as they are in a quest deck, though they still can be boosted, of course, with Embiggen. But Zaib not having seen the Embiggen yet, I think that he can safely, probably hang on to that Flick this turn and utilize another method to try and clear some of this this board.
Too soon.
I think one of the outs for that rogue deck too, and I was baited by it one time, is definitely shadow stepping this Flick, because your opponent does have these limited resources.
For sure.
Especially those big, giant, can't be targeted minions like this Winged Guardian.
Zeraku the Warp is what's in the box, by the way. Whenever your hero takes damage, summon a 6/6 Nether Drake. Not a card you see very often, but could definitely be useful here. It's a Warlock card, and not a Rogue card, of course. So we do see the Flick come down on the Oasis Surger, and now Evasive Worm is the play here for Itachi. He clears the Flick, so no more Flicks, no Shadow Step as you mentioned for Zaib. And now we see Kronks get picked up and no activators yet, not a single invoke for Zaib, so it's still going to be, it's a ways off of a very useful Galakrond at this point. Tiamat is a good option to clear off most of this board. And if he daggers up, that allows him to activate Zeraku the Warp next turn. Now a fairly threatening board of his own for Zaib. Strength in Numbers, the first power card we see for Itachi. Strength in Numbers plus Winged Guardian here is a pretty good start to the quest.
Yeah. Still haven't seen the Breath of Dreams or the Embiggen.
Yes, I mean 11 cards in so far. Obviously that's 4 of the remaining 19 cards in the deck, but at this point, Breath of Dreams is just a draw. You don't really care about the mana now, considering you're already at 9 next turn, so at this point you'd much rather see the Embiggen, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Now, unfortunately, he can't use the Zeraku this turn and get immediate value off it, because the Mana Saver is stealthed, of course, so we're going to see a Redagger, possibly an Invoke. No, we're going to see the Zeraku just get played. I mean, this is a 4/12, it's hard to remove. And there's the Breath of Dreams. Too late.
Too late.
I imagine we will still draw, but the Winged Guardian I would expect to be the play. This is looking pretty dire, though, for Itachi. What's he get from the strength? Ziliax, that's a pretty good pick.
That will clear off the Tiamat.
And that does give a little relief for Itachi in the way of some healing. With Zaib now trying to figure out how he gets through this here. Can't target that Winged Guardian. He can clear it fully, though, with the Devoted Maniac plus all the minions in face. And he does get the added advantage of getting a 6/6 out of the process if he uses his face on the Winged Guardian as well.
And, I mean, there's still a 4/6 in play.
Yeah, there's still plenty of threat out there. I mean, you're going to see a little bit more heal from Itachi. ultimately, I think this is the right move. We're going to see Rocks come down too. Might as well draw that Galakrond. And there's the Embiggen finally for Itachi, 10 turns in. He draws first. I would have imagined the Embiggen would have been the play first.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Do you think that was a case of playing too quickly?
Victory is yours.
I think it might have been.
And he ends up conceding. So Zaib gets a win in game 2 here. And Itachi, the prophecy that we might have cursed him a little bit there with the 3-0 or 0-3. And so now it's going to be Zaib's Warrior versus whatever Itachi decides to throw out versus it.
Now he does know he's coming in with a warrior, so it does give him a little bit of an advantage in picks. So Mage was not the one I would have picked.
And it looks like a Galakrond Warrior. We see that Ritual Chopper in hand. Got the Armor Smith. And I tell you what, I played a lot of Galakrond Warrior on my final climb to Legend here just last night. And some of the most fun turns in the deck are those turns where you drop a Risky Skipper into Armor Smith into a Bloodsworn Mercenary, and you just lock your opponent out of the game forever by gaining about 20 health.
You're an awful person.
You know, all I cared about was getting back to Legend this month, and if it meant ending some friendships along the way, so be it.
So we do see that Acolyte in hand from HonestZaib, which is rotating in about 14 hours.
You've got the rotation clock on your desk or something there, huh?
Oh man, I'm just so excited for Leroy to be gone.
I mean, Galakrond Warrior is going to get hit pretty hard, obviously, with Acolyte being removed and Leroy being removed. I mean, you can still kind of see other ways. There are other ways to draw. There are other ways to combo at the end of the game, but it definitely loses a lot of juice.
You say that now, but my opponents on ladder earlier today were drawing like 4 or 5 cards at that time with their battle rages. So yeah, they're definitely going to be hurting. I think this Risky Skipper and your battle rages just makes it so you're like, oh, I'm gonna miss the Acolyte of Pain, but I'll still be fine.
Oh, you'll definitely survive.
Anywhere.
And down comes the Ritual Chopper. Zaib opting to clear the board.
So this is not a good matchup for the Mage. I'm curious as to Itachi's thoughts go on why he picked this as his game 3 matchup.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Maybe his other decks just fared worse.
I mean, I suppose it's possible. I mean, maybe he thought it was going to be like a control-style Highlander Warrior.
Yep, it's possible.
Is that even worse? I think it's better for the Mage. And the damage starts to come into Itachi's face. He's going to need to find a way to at least get to turn 6, but if he doesn't get rid of if he doesn't get rid of that Armor Smith and decides to use Reno here, it's going to be a bad sign.
We're going to be seeing this thing spinning for a while.
Yeah, while we're at it, I did take the liberty of looking up the matchups here, and as you mentioned, so Mage versus Control Warrior, 68.8%, versus Highlander Warrior, 64%, versus the Galakrond Warrior, about even, so it's 50.8%. So technically, a slight favoring for the Mage, but maybe he was thinking, you know, if I get a matchup into a Highlander Warrior, I'm looking pretty good right now.
Uh-huh.
I'll show you who's boss.
Risky Skipper plus Scion of Ruin will clear the board. Not quite the swing you'd like to see with it, though. You'd really like to see, utilizing it for lots of armor, lots of card draw. Two invokes right now. We see Galakrond in hand. No sign of Kronx yet either.
I kind of wonder if you're Zabe, if you think about dropping the Scalacron earlier. I think I might value the hero power here.
I mean, here I think he agrees with you because we're about to see it.
Yep.
One of those two minions he draws. Bomb Wrangler and Town Crier. So, you know, Town Crier's not bad because it's just a really big minion for 1 mana. And Bomb Wrangler, if he can get that to proc a few times, it could be a little chaotic. But Tiamat comes down pretty clean for Itachi.
So we could potentially see Bomb Wrangler into an Inner Rage into a Bloodsworn Mercenary, possibly.
Tiamat could be cleared with a Scion draw, but we saw Devoted Maniac instead.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he was looking for that first, but now he has to decide where to go from here. Alexstrasza still sitting in hand for Itachi.
What if? I am unbreakable.
As time runs down here, kind of thinking through, it's going to be Devoted Maniac.
So he's gonna clear that off with his face.
Yeah, 6 now instead of 12 later and possibly more.
Yeah.
I don't
Smart
mind him
play.
with how much armor he's got. This is a big pickup.
Luna's is huge.
I imagine Dragoncaster will be helping make that a lot cheaper this turn. What's he digging for with Arcane Breath? Maybe some draw? Book Specters? Oop, Research Project.
Yeah, so the thing with the research project you gotta be thinking about here, I know it's a very obvious thought, but it's gonna go. Oh, he doesn't even go with it. I was gonna say it's gonna go great with this Lunas that you're about to play.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And never mind, he's playing a Blizzard.
Really?
That's interesting.
I guess if he leaves that 5/2 on board and Leroy is in hand and was buffed, that's 25 damage. So he's just kind of thinking through the, you know, what could possibly kill me from here. And in reality, we see a Bloodsworn Mercenary and we see the Inner Rage, but no Leroy in hand yet for Zaib. And that's the other problem too. If he had used the draw 2 and you know, gave Zaib outs, that's obviously not what he wants to do. Bomb Wrangler comes down, Inner Rage, and it's not going to be a Leroy that gets the Inner Rage, at least not the first one, but Battle Rage will draw 3 cards here for Zaib.
It's a hell of a board.
It's a big board, and you know, it's a board that keeps on giving in the form of the Bomb Wranglers. Like I said, it's going to cause a lot of chaos here, but Malagos is a good draw for Itachi. Gives him some options. Flame Strike is not enough to clear this board. What's he going to get from Malagos? He gets the Nova. I think that's the only real option here at this point. I mean, one Polymorph target, sure. Flame Strike can't be used this turn.
Yeah, he's got to start thinking about his life total here. Because with this Galacron up, his life total is going to go down very, very quickly.
Well, it's very clear he was already considering it last turn if he was playing around the potential for a Leroy Wombo. So it's not surprising to see him take that Frost Nova and, you know, see if he can get to the next turn here and potentially use that Flame Strike to clear the board.
So it's a lot of damage coming out of HonestZaib here.
And it's now looking at 10 damage. He's back down to 23. He did have a lot of armor. but slowly dwindling. Itachi can get him down even further using Alexstrasza. And Zaib opts to awaken. Oh, what a hit!
Snipe.
Absolutely. If you could have chosen your target with the awaken or with the bomb, that's what you would have done. And we're going to see a couple more. And the chaos reigns. That's to face, and that doesn't kill anything.
This is 10 damage to face here.
It sure is. Well, 9 damage, but yes.
Oh. Oof.
Yeah, you always mentally add that ritual chopper in just because it's like the most likely thing on turn 2. But yeah, in this case, nope, just 9 damage. But that's it. Ice barrier's not enough, and Itachi is gonna take get swept here as Zaib gets the sweep. And wow, yeah, much quicker series than the last one. Do we want to see if we can get Zaib in here for an interview?
Sure.
All right. First thing he asked me is, am I free to go? I think he might be a little too tired to take the interview, which is fine.
That's okay.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. I mean, so that's obviously RonMexico did what he had to do, got the 4-2 win in the first half of the night here. Oh, Zaib does want to do the interview. Okay, let's go ahead and bring him in.
All right.
Just a second while I add him to the DM. So, anything stand out to you in either of those series there, Mako? Miko?
Mocha. Yeah. Mage is a crazy deck. You really never know what's gonna happen.
You never know.
Yeah. I mean, it's so fun. I mean, especially with just watching. I don't think you can disagree here that those mage games were the most fun ones to watch.
They were certainly entertaining from a chaos perspective. I think Zaib is on the call here.
Yo.
Hey, congratulations on that big sweep there in the second series of the night.
Thank you. Honestly, I was pretty nervous about this going in. Itachi's a good player, and I thought he had me beat on the classes, so I'm glad to get the win.
It was, not only the win, but a very impressive one nonetheless. Obviously you said, Itachi is a great player. That's couldn't be more correct. Just take us through the thought process when you were kind of, you set your match up before the rotation here. Did you do that on purpose to try and avoid some of the unknown of the later part of the week?
I mean, it wasn't necessarily to avoid the unknown, but rather I wanted it to be, I think we both wanted it to be as accurate of a representation of our skill as possible, and we didn't want anything to like throw a wrench in anything that would make it less legit. But I mean, either way I think it would have been fine, but we both decided that we would play before the rotation, and also I think he was free today, yesterday, and Monday, so it just worked out that way.
Well, that makes sense then, and you're right. This is a meta that you guys know a lot better than what's going to happen in 24 hours from now. Who the heck knows what's going to be good and bad?
14 hours.
14. Mako's been counting it down as we've been broadcasting tonight, but yeah, it certainly seemed like you had a very good handle on every one of those matchups. Knew where the lines needed to be in order to navigate around any possibilities of what was in Itachi's hands. So that definitely seemed to be the case here.
I'm glad you're saying that, because I actually had not played Token Druid before, a couple hours before the match. Like I said, I think Itachi had me beat on classes. I think he knows me pretty well, and I know less about what he likes to play than he knows about me. He knows that I really like warrior, so he brought the priest and the druid, and I think I just had to flex it a little bit and go with the Token Druid instead of the quest or the embiggen, because it just didn't work with my lineup very well.
And I think, like, in a situation that you're in where, the better a player you are, you can take a deck that you're not as familiar with and just say, listen, I've played against this deck a bunch. I'm sure I can figure out exactly what I need to do on the fly, which, for Token Druid is you go wide, make a big board. And I know there was a pivotal turn there where you went wide into a blizzard possible turn. Was there just the thought process of if he has it, he has it. If he doesn't, I essentially win here?
Yeah, I mean, that was basically it. If he had it, I honestly don't know if I was out of the game. I don't remember what the board state was or my hand, but he already played the Frost Nova. I wouldn't have gone 7 wide if he didn't play the Frost Nova yet, because then he could Frost Nova Doomsayer. So at that point, I just went as wide as possible and just went face.
Yeah, I think it was the right call. Not knowing whether we have caster vision, of course, and knew that the blizzard was nowhere to be found. But yeah, I think ultimately that was the right decision. And I know I lamented the fact that I play Token Druid and get my opponent down to 2 health very frequently, but you were able to push through to the end. So congratulations on that one. Mako, any other questions you have for Zaib while he's here?
No, just good job. It's a good sweep. It puts you guys up too.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you for being on stream. I know it was a little bit short notice too, so fantastic sport about the whole thing. Really appreciate helping us get some quality matches out there to everybody to see here, especially for the finals. So
yeah, of course. I thought this would be a good time for me to be on stream for the first time this season.
Yeah, I mean, you're 1-0, you're undefeated on stream this season, which will be your final record, so that's great. I'm pretty
sure that this is actually the first finals match I've won. So we've made it to the finals 3 out of the last 4 seasons, and I've lost the last 2. So I won this one, which means I think we're in a good spot.
Yeah, nice. I think you guys are definitely.
Well, I'm hoping so.
Absolutely. So, well, we'll let you go. Thank you for staying up late with us, and you can take that win back to your team, and I'm sure you guys will prep hard for the remaining matches, all on stream as well. So, congrats again.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for casting this.
Yeah, thanks for coming. All right then. Well, thank you everyone out there for joining us. Thanks for staying up late with us. Hopefully you enjoyed the matches. I thought they were quite entertaining. Mako is very excited to see all the mages, which they were certainly fun matches. So I am too.
I mean, that was the best match of the night. That mage mirror.
Yeah, man. that was definitely interesting. So we will see what happens here as the week unfolds. Tomorrow night will be Tavern Talk. That is going to be starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, where they will talk about, I'm sure, what we witnessed tonight and what their expectations are for the remainder of Legacy. And then going into the weekend, the schedule here on Friday, we will have the 3rd match of this finals. It's Super Murloc versus Bill Snyder. That's at 9 p.m. And then Saturday, we'll have your Mumked versus Yellow Dart at 9 p.m. And then Sunday, if necessary, we'll have the 5 p.m. match of Rage Doppel versus Turd Herder. So right now, we know the next 2 matches are going to be necessary for sure. It's Sunday that might not be. So stick around with us. Definitely tune in tomorrow night for more Legacy coverage. Thanks for being here, and we hope you have a good evening.
Yep. See ya.